This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be back in front of this microphone. It's been a minute. Got a little voice thing going on, but we're working through it. And I'm excited to tell you that today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus biscuits. And as always, they're handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for more than 15 years. Every week, they ship out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. You're not a competitor? I know you still have an eye for the finer cuts in life. Great news. The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-age, Australian Wagyu, and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of the cult of Zag. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and it is always handpicked for you. You might be saying, John, that sounds pretty great, but I want to try something different. Hey, rest easy. The Butcher Shop, they can get you an elk steak. They can get you a camel roast. They can get you some other crazy exotic stuff. All you got to do is reach out to them. I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. But first, let's review. The best competition briskets? Check. The best pork selection? Check. Giving you better overall options to cook at home? Check. So please give The Butcher Shop a call today. 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You mentioned the BBQ Central Show. They're going to give you 10% off your entire order each and every time. I know it works. I've done it. I get the 10% too. It's fantastic. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets. And what we're doing today, let's just get right into it.
All right. Joining me now, somebody that I have been chasing literally for years, longer than Bobby Flay, so we'll race to the hotline without any further ado, as they say, and bring up good friend Craig Sherry joining us here on the BBQ Central Show. Craig, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing this evening?
Doing excellent, Craig, and certainly appreciate you making time for the show. Seems like I have actually been chasing you for an interview, it seems like for like the last 5 or 6 years, so I'm certainly glad that we could come together finally, hopefully one of what will end up being many conversations here down the road. So, Craig, before we get into what happened a couple weeks ago, and then obviously next segment with your business in Texas Pepper Jelly, for the people who might not know about you, how about a little bit of background about yourself and how you got in this whole barbecue deal?
Wow, let's just jump right off in here. Has it really been 5 or 6 years that you've been chasing me?
I did remember when I was doing the show, but it was all like pre-recorded stuff. I did one with Bill Cannon. Yeah, I did one.
It has been that long.
Oh, yeah. I did one with Bill Cannon and was trying to turn you ever since then. And, time gets away from us, buddy.
It really does. I guess what it really boils down to is I've been awful busy since then because I certainly have not been avoiding you. And I'm sorry it took us so long to get together. But to answer your question, that's about the time I started. It was about 6 years ago. You mentioned Bill Cannon with Texas Barbecue Rub. Bill's been kind of a mentor to me. He got me interested in two things about the same time. One was Texas Pepper Jelly, the other was barbecue. And I jumped off with both feet. I was addicted from the very first contest I ever went to. The jelly just kind of fell in as a natural. I felt like it offered me a way to get to know some of the cooks by having a product that I thought could enhance their final product, is what it boiled down to. If I would have had any idea how big it was going to grow, what all has happened in the last 5 or 6 years, honestly, it would have scared me to death.
Craig,
I can tell you,
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's been a blast. The people that I have met in this sport have been fantastic. Fellow cooks, people who come out to visit, customers. It's really been unreal, and I owe it all to all my success, all my fortunes. I really owe to just a strong support network with local friends and family.
Craig, when you started, was it pepper jelly first? Is that something you kind of hobbied around with, or was it the introduction into competition barbecue that spurred Texas pepper jelly on?
Well, it's really, looking back, it's almost kind of fuzzy. They were one hand in hand. I had an interest in barbecue, and I'd been to a comp or two. I was actually doing a live demonstration with Canon. Bill and I were supposed to do some grilling demos for the public. Got rained out, and we ended up in this exposition hall just walking around tasting rubs and spices. And there was somebody in there making jelly, and we tasted it. It was okay, but I remember walking out there that day and Bill going, "Man, that stuff would be dynamite on ribs if it was any good." And I was like, well, I can make it. It's not complicated. Why don't we make some up and try it on ribs and see how it goes? And it was just like a natural from day one. Our first flavor is still our most popular flavor, and that's pineapple. And some people say it tastes maybe like a luau, but I have yet to find anybody that doesn't care for pineapple on pork.
Well, I guess I'm not going to be breaking the curve when I tell you that pineapple habanero is certainly one of my favorites out of all the products that you offer. But if I can if we can steer away from the products at this point, because we'll get to that a little bit more next segment. But when you look at competition barbecue, you see, especially since you've been in it more or less last 4 or 5 years, it seemed to have grown, and it grows each and every year. And popularity has become more and more prevalent. You're seeing it on cable television now more and more. You're seeing it on the food networks even more. When you are out competing, how many are you looking to do? Has it grown over the last 3 or 4 years? Did you start out doing a small amount, and are you growing each year into the number of events that you're doing?
Find out what Craig had to say over at the bbqcentralshow.com. Link in the show notes today, going to take you to the complete episode. I'd like to just take a moment and thank each and every one of you that reached out with well wishes on my recent procedure on my throat. It doesn't hurt as bad as it sounds like it does. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I'm coming back stronger than ever. And my name's John Solberg. I'm the host for the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less. I look forward to talking to you again soon.